I now have a place near my home which I refer to as the Ashlands. And you know, the Ashlands of Morrowind have not at all prepared me for this. Everything is just burned. My dog also finds it interesting. More, whatever. Just compare the burned side to the unburned side. And you can see that this fire was no joke. You know, last weekend, or the one before that, no, it's just last weekend, this is already the next one, I was on a road trip to Estonia. And on the first day, Dad called and said that my brother had to be evacuated from our home because the smoke was so bad it hurt his eyes. Very nice thing to say for people who are about to go to sleep. I mean, I slept well because I knew there was nothing I could do. But before that, I spent about an hour thinking what it is I actually value in my home. As you can see by the fact that this is a clearing, like everything here is a clearing. The forests I grew up in are no longer here. They're just cut away. Nothing but tree stumps remain. Or the jungle of new groves, which is not a forest. Don't let the official statistics fool you. Yes. I was here a couple of days ago and took pictures, but I had accidentally set my exposure too high, so they're all a lot of white. I'll show an example of that. And now I've returned here after the rain, and the grass is already growing back. Because the fire here was not as intense as the fire here, where the grass isn't growing back as quickly. We are on the edge, really. I suppose the biggest difference between the ashlands of a place like Morrowind is it looks more like sand. Like this here is sand. This is what they would have in game. It's sand mixed with ash. And when you look at it IRL, you can feel that. Because there are also places that are just entirely ash. Oh, with some soil underneath. But I think the biggest difference is why I consider this much different than what you see in game is the smell. More than a week has passed, and this place still smells of smoke and ash. I mean, there is no smoke. It was smoking back when I took the last pictures, but now it's not. However, the smell of ash will not disappear while the ash is still here. And that is what I think really drives the realism of this place. Firstly, that you can see in great detail the burned wood. And secondly, the fact that you can smell it. You can smell that this place isn't just a desert that is dry. No, you can smell that everything here was burning a while back. The firefighters have effectively stopped it on the roads where they could drive over and then pour water on the sides. They still have this water tank here, haven't picked it up. Probably will someday, like next week, I think. You know, they kept watch after they had extinguished the main fire, and the people need drinking water. But, we were very lucky, you know. Only one clearing and one fresh grove have burned. This is because there was no wind on that day. Like today, there is wind. it's coming from that direction and is blowing the smell of ash in my face. Very interesting feeling. And not a common one. 2 days ago, I think grandfather had his birthday. And he came to visit. And him, for the first time in many years, rode a bicycle as brother convinced him to come see this place. As he himself, despite being 81 years old, had never seen Ashlands. Oh, the trees are falling now. There were no fallen trees back when I last checked this place. As you can see, these weren't fallen when it was burning by the fact that the tops are not burned. And yes, the entire forest is just ash. Very interesting. Yes, with the roots being burned, many trees are now falling over like this here. Yes. The fire has spread for a... You know, actually everything being burned makes it a lot easier to walk. Previously this was a jungle. Now it's just... Oh yeah. The bark is entirely made of black soot, I think it's called in English. And my boots have stuff in them now. And my dog doesn't like this place. He seems to have gone home. Last time he followed us around, but he seems to have checked it out and doesn't like it, so he's not coming back. A bigger fallen tree due to its roots being burned. Because you see, this is what trees that were fallen before look like. Just a little stump. With the inside not being fully burned, because, again, no wind means the fire isn't that intense. And yeah, this place is just one road away from my home. Had there been proper wind, I would probably not have a home anymore. And considering what I value, you know, people appreciate stuff they have only once they don't have it anymore, or come close to not having. I used to be very enraged by the fact, in fact, both enraged and sorrowful to the point of kinda feeling like I wanna cry, though I don't. I cry when stuff is really bad. About the fact that I don't have forests around my home anywhere, they're just clearings and jungles. But this fire has made me aware that at least I'm lucky to still have my home. Because, you know, the government forestry service, they call themselves Latvias valsts meži, while we jokingly call them Latvias valsts izcirtumi, as in the name is Latvia's state forests, and we refer to them as Latvia's state clearings. They don't cut private property, so my home is still intact with their cutting. However, fire does not discriminate between ownership. It consumes everything. So yes, now I appreciate how much I still value having my home, now that I see how it could all just be ash. Yes, it's not too big. As you can see, it already ends here. We have walked through it all. I also, before going to sleep, wondered about what I'll most miss about... Because, you know, in the end, Dad said that the firefighters had said that they'll probably stop it. Because there's no wind. However, I still considered to myself, what if it all burned? What would I most miss about my home? And the answer is a lot of trinkets, because humans like little shiny things. Like, you know, me and my silver rings, I would miss those a little bit, but I could buy those anew. All the irreplaceable stuff I couldn't buy, that is what I would really miss. And most of it isn't actually physical, it's electronic. In the destruction of my home, I would most remorse about the destruction of my computer. And all of the pictures and videos I have saved on it. And all of the contacts I have with people. As my accounts online are largely only on my own computer. I don't know the usernames or the passwords. So, although I could make a new account and find all the people I consider to be online acquaintances, I would still recognize them, but they would not recognize me with the new account instantly. Could make it something similar, but it would be a bit of a difficulty. An interesting age we live in, where most conversations occur online. So the most human interaction is the most artificial through electronics. This one has clearly been extinguished. I doubt it went out on its own. A little pocket of embers flying over and starting a fire. Not fun. Not fun at all. But yeah, I figured some people might want to see this, so I decided that it wouldn't be just pictures, I'm gonna make a full video. See these, what are they called? You know, the leaves of this spruce tree. They have clearly fallen after the spruce tree died, because they are over the ash and the soot. And it's starting to rain again, damn it. I wanted to record another video here in my own language. And as I walk back into the deep ash, I again smell it. The smell is really more striking than the visuals. And that is a thing I sadly can't share. And you see, this is why these new groves are not proper forest. They are literally planted in rows. It doesn't feel like a forest when you can just look in one direction and there are no trees for a while because there's a row on one side and the other. And I'm tripping on some stuff that crumbles beneath my feet because it's ash and some is still strong. You know, it hadn't rained for a month before this fire started. Appreciate rain more. And listen to the birds that still live here as I walk back to the starting point. Left šķirīgs, left. Es iešu vēl vienu apli. Can you see the dust going up from where he steps? Does it? Oh, it also goes up from where I step. Okay, it's really starting to rain. I guess I won't be recording the other video in my language. So, members of my nation, you're going to have to watch this one. All of you my age know English anyway. And English is the language of the internet after all. So yeah. With it raining, I guess I'll just go straight home. You people have now seen real Ashlands. Appreciate the fact that they aren't near your home, and even more so that they aren't your home.